Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force here this weekend on Saturday. And much to my surprise, there was some things that have gone live that I guess I wasn't expecting, or maybe I skimmed over the blog post and I missed it. Also, hope you guys are really enjoying the graphics that now we're forced to use, of course, and the 30 FPS. Because I gotta say, that I'm having the time of my life. No, I'm not. But yeah, basically that they've disabled the 60 FPS function on the game, no matter which device you're playing on. It seems it doesn't matter if you're an emulator or if you're an Android or iOS. It's on my phone as well, which is iOS. So all this is kind of a bit annoying. But we're also here to talk about this Old Man Logan event, which was on the blog. It was Return to the Wasteland. It's actually pretty interesting. It's definitely a new player, new and mid-game player kind of event. And so I'm going to be looking at this from the perspective of my alt account, which I am still playing, by the way. Just want to see how much value that there is. It's also, they talk about, oh, no, sorry, that's the trial one, but the event and this one, Back to the Wasteland. I thought this was going to go live on Monday. No, it appears that it has gone live today, and it looks like it's going to be running for 16 days, I believe, and it requires, to clear it, requires spending campaign energy. We're going to break that down as well. It's not super difficult, but how much you want to push for that might depend on, what your priorities are, if you need those rewards or not. So we'll take a look at that as well. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. And of course, just to remind people that Weekend Arena Warriors is back. So make sure you do your Annihilator's Arena attack to pick up your 23 orbs. 23 shards, that would be super lucky, right? I opened the ones on my main account. I opened up 23 Thanos orbs and I got 18 Surfer shards and 5 orbs of non. I believe it was like 2 Thanos and like 2-2-1, something like that. It was pretty bad. 5 collective shards of the other 3 Annihilators, though. What I really expect. But anyways, let's talk about the Back to the Wasteland. Now, the primary, this is kind of interesting, right? Because you get points. Now, this is not required to clear it. However, you do get bonus points for unlocking or upgrading all of the characters. Basically, all of the 10 required characters, which is Emma Frost, Loki, Out of Time, and Cabal. You get bonus points here. Wait, it's not even everyone, actually. It's nope. It was supposed to be everyone, so I don't know if there's going to be a part 2 or what's going on here. Anyways, is Emma, Captain Carter, Starbrand, Iron Patriot, and the Leader. Maybe there's like 2 versions of this event, because the data mines actually showed all 10 of the characters being involved with the points. And I thought the blog made mention of something like this as well. But anyways, maybe there's going to be like 2 versions, Back to the Wasteland 1 and Back to the Wasteland 2. I have no idea. But anyways, you do get points as well for spending energy to get Logan's army or fragments. And this is currently in the game right now on the campaigns 12-1, which is quite huge. So the rewards that you get, a lot of orange gear. There's some golden training modules, so that's something that everyone can collectively use. There are also 4 red star and tokens that upgrade your character to level 70, your tier 13. Now, as you can see, that this is actually an upgrade for my alt account in some instances here, because I never really bothered to do this on these characters. And finally, we actually have a use for the tokens, because very rarely have the tokens been seen in the game outside of the new player strike milestones. They're called like strike initiative milestone, like 1, 2, and 3, that the new players get within the first month or so, month and a half. And so I haven't really seen the tokens for like regular players outside of this. So this part's actually not too bad. And they have for all of the characters. Sorry, not all of the characters. Maybe just the ones that they mentioned in this scoring. But you see Starbrand here, Iron Patriot, Leader, and then I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. But there is 4 reds, and there's shards for these characters down below here. It also goes up to a decent amount of gold, free gold, and trading modules, as well as orbs, orange orbs, blue 5 ions, blue 4 ions, 4 red stars for all the characters, and 80 shards on select characters. What's really nice is this one here at 80 shards for Captain Carter, as you can see, and also know the Captain Carter is within the Crucible store. So this is a pretty big one for like my alt account, right? And that's gonna get me to 6-star, which is pretty big as long as I complete like up to milestone 13. There's also 80 shards for Emma Frost, who I am currently farming out of the campaign for 80 energy a day as well. So there's a couple of them that are pretty decent. I think leader was down there as well, wasn't there? So 80 leader shards is pretty good too, because I'm not maxed on that either. Also in the Crucible store. How luckily how what the chances are of me actually getting down here though is the other question. So this is where we break down the math a little bit, because you get all these bonus points. You get up to 50,000 bonus points for ranking these characters up. Or unlocking. I don't know how likely that is for the majority of players who have already unlocked them, or maybe have very little ranking up to do at this point. So you have to earn it through the fragments. So there's 200,000 points that you need. And I haven't checked the free claim. Maybe I should, actually. I don't know if there's a free claim. I really don't think there is. But divide it by 12, because it's a 12-to-1 ratio. And that gets you about 16,000. And let's just round up. 700 energy required. Now, it does last for 17 days. Okay? Divided by 17 is about 980 energy that you need to spend per day, assuming you're not able to do any of those other things. Now, the points is actually not a huge deal, because if you think about the 5,000 points, you divide that by 12, you know, it's only shaving, each of these are only shaving off like 400 energy, which is decent, but it's not a lot, right? Like 425 energy or so. So that's still a lot of energy that you have to do. Now, this is doable every day if you core. This is not doable if you don't core, because you normally would end up around 1100 energy if you do your 200 cores daily. Now, right now, that's fine, right? You know, because we currently have the Sentinels Assemble milestone, and you know, it's a leaderboard, and that's fine. But after this goes away, there's not a lot of reasons to spend your campaign energy outside of this Logan event. And I don't think it's personally that worth it. Now, one thing that I do want to do is I want to check to see whether or not there's a free claim. And after, let's just double check here. Is there a free claim for this event? There is not. Okay, so there's no free claim. However, there appears to be a special Sentinels Assemble extra bonus Saturday free claim. There's 1,000 here and 500. Is this new? Have they been doing this more recently? Also, I'll take my Annihilator's Assembly 5 Thanos orbs. This is all going to my main account, however, even though I currently have my alt account running up right now. So it looks like that if you do want to clear this, it's going to take you anywhere from 150 to 200 cores daily into your campaign energy, even after the Sentinels Assembly event goes away. Now, is that worth it? I don't think so. So unless you really need some of those shards, I'm getting lost. There's so many goddamn milestones and events flooded the screen. I always have a hard time finding which one I'm looking for. Anyways, we have Sentinels Assemble running right now for another 2 days, and so if you need to spend your you should be spending your campaign energy here because it's a leaderboard. Then go for it and get fucking fuck. There. Okay. Done playing with my hair. All right. Anyways, moving on though. Yeah, like I said, unless you are actually needing some of these bottom milestones, like I really wouldn't bother. 80 leader shards is pretty good though, but oh fuck, I don't want to waste power cores, you know, to get there. Especially when power cores are so important right now, and there's a decent amount of gold in it, but it's not worth the cores in my opinion. And so the only way to shave that off is if you're actually, you know what, just for shits and I don't think I have any characters to rank up. Those 5 characters, I don't think so. But maybe if I happen to get Emma Frost to 6-star, that would count. It's such a bizarre way to do an event, in my opinion. Like, it's super bizarre. I don't think I have anyone in those categories to rank up at this point on my alt account. So I you know, had I known this was going to be a thing, yeah, maybe. And maybe this is designed for brand new players. It's such a bizarre way to get bonus points, in my opinion. So yeah, it's an interesting event. There are some free stuff, and you might be able to pick up at least stuff along the way. Also, I just want to double check on the orb, the Legion orb, or the Logan's Army orb. We do have on the left pillar, we have 5 shards of those characters, which I mean, we're going to talk about the best characters for Old Man Logan here in the second half of the video anyways. So those there with the Cabal, same on the right, actually, the identical characters. And in the center, we have 6 shards of Penny, Peter, Pav, Black Knight, and Cosmic Ghost Rider, and 15 shards of those 5 characters as well. what's interesting is that Emma is nowhere in here, and Captain Carter is nowhere in this fucking orb. Two characters, well, Captain Carter at least, who's in the Crucible store, right? Who is super important to this. So why did they not do that? Spit in your face, Scopely, spit in your mouth, that kind of thing, screw you, commanders, all that. So in this second half of the video, I want to talk about this guide. Now, I did this with Captain King, who is sadly retiring from Marvel Strike Force. I did not have time to edit it. However, there is some comments that I do want to make about certain characters, obviously, or certain traits. And Out of Time and Cabal are still required for nodes 2, 6, and 10. Out of Time, for the various difficulties, you can see here 5, 6, and 7 star. And actually, a lot of people do end up using Cabal in the villain section of nodes 5 and 9. You could actually use this entire team through, or maybe not Loki and Emma, but you could definitely use these 3 plus 2 villains in villains 5 and 9. And apparently they run really well. And some people just use them for all 4 nodes. For Cosmic Bio, this is nodes number 3 and 7. This has changed, obviously. We have access to a little bit more. It is not required to have Super Skrull, but it's encouraged to have Super Skrull. If you don't, however, the next best characters probably at this point in time would be Black Bolt and Mr. Fantastic. I'm not a strong believer of he's a good character, but I've always been resistant to Nova. I don't think it's a good play for new players at this point in time to upgrade the Nowhere team. I think we're long past this. Even though they have not been out that long, I just don't think it's a good use of resources. And there is Void Knight still as part of the Hive Mind team. Now, there's some alternative characters, again, which I wouldn't really build now for newer and mid-game players. However, obviously, we have access to Gladiator and Gore, the God Butcher, who are the most recent additions to the Cosmic Bio section. And this is probably the hardest section, I think, of the Old Man Logan event. Especially if you don't have Super Skrull, you're kind of effed. But this is my alt account, and I have a G19 Gladiator and a level 100 Gore, because as soon as I was able to unlock them, I did spend some power cores to get there. But once I did that, that was a really important thing for me here. So honestly, if you don't have Super Skrull, I would just settle with the top 5 outside of this of Gladiator, Gore, Void Knight, Black Bolt, and Mr. Fantastic. I think that the Illuminati, because you do need them for the next legendary character, who we'll talk about in the near future, is going to be really important. Now, if you have Super Skrull, you could probably get rid of Mr. Fantastic, I would say, and I would just use the other characters. Or you could actually get rid of Void Knight. I heard that, beyond his ultimate, he doesn't really do that much. I don't use Void Knight currently when I run this, although I have 7 yellow now, so I don't think I need to run this anymore, unless they have rewards to pick up for other players, maybe within the milestone. Don't know. I think it's permanent, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I can pick up milestone rewards. I'm not sure what happens to people who have them maxed out. But anyways, that's the only real changes to Cosmic Bio. Hero skill, you're still pretty much running Spider Society. They're farmable at this point, and this is just the easiest thing to do. They're still highly meta. And then for villain, there's not really much to say. Like, there's a lot of choices, but again, I would just run Cabal with your top meta characters. If you don't have Skrull, use Apocalypse. If you don't have either of them, use Ultimus. That's a pretty easy choice now, and you could use any of the Annihilators as well in there too, like Gladiator and Gore. You could probably just double up with them in the villain section too with Cabal, and that would probably work fine as well. So yeah, some choices here. I just wanted to show this info grab for you all because he is coming on Monday. How relevant the event is for those of us who haven't maxed out, I guess we'll find out whether or not we can run anything to get some additional rewards. I don't know if they really clarified that or not. So anyways, that's it for now for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. What is your plan for the Back to the Wasteland event? I think for my main account, I'm definitely not going to core into this at all. I'm just going to use whatever energy. Actually, no, I think I'll be hoarding actually from Monday onwards. So I might take a huge skip on this event for my main account because I'm going to want to hoard my campaign energy for the next big thing. But for my alt, who still needs some of the things in there, I think I may, but I probably won't core into it. That's just my thoughts anyways. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and tomorrow we do have the Sentinel math video for whatever that event is called, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's going to be tomorrow morning anyways. So that's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Boilon signing out.